What's good, YouTube? Devil92 here, back again once again, and today we are here for episode number 4 of Digging in the Dex. Now, this series has blown my mind multiple times already. We are still just in the Kanto Dex, not just with what Pokemon can do, but all of the inspiration behind what so many of these Pokemon are. So if you missed out on the last episode or any episode so far, definitely make sure you go back and check them out because we are picking up right where we left off today. So if you guys are hyped for today's episode of Digging in the Dex, and of course if you'd like to show your support as a prime another Nappy Nation, make sure to like button down below for us because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. So our boy Psyduck is kicking things off here today. He's always tormented by headaches. It uses psychic powers but is not known if it intends to do so. Appears unaware and totally vacant. However, its chronic headache worsens, it starts exhibiting peculiar powers. These powers are now mystical powers, but it doesn't recall that it has used them. That's why it always looks puzzled. So Psyduck is not really a dum-dum. If its chronic headache peaks, it may exhibit odd powers. It seems to be able to unrecall such an episode. Can you be a forgetful genius? Is that a thing? The only time it can use its psychic power is when its sleeping brain cells happen to wake. What? Psyduck uses a mysterious power. When it does so, this Pokemon generates brain waves that are supposedly only seen in sleepers. This discovery spurred controversy among scholars. I have questions. If it uses its mysterious power, Psyduck can't remember having done so. It apparently can't form a memory of such an event because it goes into an altered state that is much like deep sleep. When headaches stimulate its brain cells, which are usually inactive, it can use a mysterious power. Okay. So I get the feeling that they're using the term inactive and sleeping as one and the same, not like what your brain does when it's asleep. It's almost like Psyduck he just has too many brain cells. It's like his brain it doesn't have enough space to work. You know what I mean? And all that psychokinetic energy just builds up and it just releases. And like, what the fuck? Ultramoon says it has been found that its brain cells are 10 times more active when Psyduck is experiencing a headache. So they go from sleeping, inactive, dormant, to being 10 times more active just at the drop of a dime with a headache. Damn, Psyduck. He's like a troubled genius or something. Like, damn. Do we get any reprieve from these headaches with Golduck? Often seen swimming elegantly by lake shores, it's often mistaken for the Japanese monster Kappa. Okay, I have questions. So, let's type in Kappa, Japanese folklore. The Kappa. Kappa in Japanese folklore is a type of vampire-like lecherous creature that is more intelligent than the devilish Oni and less malevolent toward men. Kappa are credited with having taught the art of bone setting to humans. Kappa's mischievous trickery is in contrast to the harmonious powers they possess. The water in the small bowl in their heads gives them profound wisdom, and they are expert healers and have broad knowledge in medicines. They also have extraordinary strength and are very resilient. How do you defeat a Kappa? Bow. Given what I've just told you, that may sound risky, but being Japanese, the Kappa is shackled by the social customs of its nation, and if bowed to, must bow in return. In doing so, the water in its head bowl will pour out, leaving it powerless. I mean, I can see it, like where you would think Golduck would look like it, but not really. I mean, it's a turtle. Anywho, when it swims at full speed using its long, webbed limbs, its forehead somehow begins to glow. Okay, Golduck is the fastest swimmer among all Pokemon. It swims effortlessly, even in rough, stormy sea. It sometimes rescues people from wrecked ships floundering in high seas. You heard it here first. Golduck is the fastest swimmer among all Pokemon. I guess that's why he gets Swift Swim. Golduck is an adept swimmer. It sometimes joins competitive swimmers in training. It uses psychic powers when its forehead shimmers with light. But we haven't talked about, so Psyduck couldn't control them. They're mystical powers, but now Golduck, they just says it uses psychic powers. I mean, I know we're only in Gen 3, but it just talks about how good of a swimmer he is. All right, a Pokemon that lives in lakes, it swims faster than any human swimming champion. Listen, bro, don't even fucking try, dog. Don't even try. When its forehead shines mysteriously, Golduck can use the full extent of its power. What does that mean? Okay, Pokemon Sun. It is said that the red part of its forehead grants supernatural powers to those who possess one. So it was overhunted in the past. But still no I mean, I guess it's just psychic. It's just psychic power that he can use. I guess maybe Golduck just needed a forehead gem, a forehead crystal to focus all of that shit. Okay. Old tales tell of Golduck punishing those that defiled its river. The guilty were dragged into the water and taken away. So Mankey just pissed off all the time because it's Mankey. You know, it's just mad to be alive. When Mankey starts shaking and its nasal breathing turns rough, it's a sure sign that it's becoming angry. However, because it goes into a towering rage almost instantly, it is impossible for anyone to flee its wrath. It lives in treetop colonies. If one becomes enraged, the whole colony rampages for no reason. It lives in groups in the treetops. If it loses sight of the group, it becomes infuriated by its loneliness. So if Mankey is pissed, I know Primeape gotta be pissed-er. But I know, we know, this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this series, was because of Pokédex entries like Primates, where we know this motherfucker will be angry till he dies. Always ferocious and tenacious to boot, it will not abandon chasing its quarry until it's caught. It stops becoming angry only when nobody else is around. To view this moment is difficult. When enraged, it gives chase endlessly because it is impossible to tell what made it angry. There's no soothing it. Dog, I'm mad. I'm just fucking mad. If approached while asleep, it may awaken and angrily give chase in a groggy state of semi-sleep. It becomes wildly furious if it even senses someone looking at it. It chases anyone that meets its glare. Hey, bro, don't fucking look at me, dog. Don't fucking look at me, dog. I know you're looking at me, dog, and I'm only getting angrier and angrier. It grows angry if you see its eyes and gets angrier if you run. If you beat it, it gets even madder. Pokemon Sun, what the fuck? It has been known to become so angry that it dies as a result. Its face looks peaceful in death, however. Some researchers theorize that Primeape remains angry even when inside a Pokeball. It will never forgive opponents who have angered it, even after it has beaten them down until they can't move. It never ever forgives. The blood vessels in its brain are sturdier than those of other Pokemon, so it can stay healthy despite its constant raging. Mad to be alive. Mad, you're so goddamn mad you kill yourself. Primeape, dog, come on. Oh, boy, I've been waiting on this one. We got our big dog Arcanine, a legendary Pokemon in China. Many people are charmed by its grace and beauty while running. A Pokemon whose beauty is legend in China. It is said to run gracefully and lightly as if it were flying. This legendary Chinese Pokemon is considered magnificent. Many people are enchanted by its grand mane. Its magnificent bark conveys a sense of majesty. Anyone hearing it can't help but grovel before it. Yo, they made sure that the original dog Pokemon was #1 from the jump. Ain't no other pooch that came after. Its bark conveys, the magnificent bark conveys a sense of majesty. Anyone hearing it can't help but grovel before it? Come the fuck on! Ooh. Arcanine is known for its high speed. It is said to be capable of running over 6,200 miles in a single day and night. The fire that blazes wildly within this Pokemon's body is the source of its power. Holy shit! Now, you see, this one right here, this is the one that would have spurred this entire series from the start. What the fuck is this description? The sight of it running over 6,200 miles in a single day and night has captivated many people. Period. That's it. No other information. That motherfucker can run. That's all you get. Close the decks. Move on. Arcanine are based off of the Shisha, a traditional Ryukyuan decoration resembling a cross between a lion and a dog from Okinawa mythology. The Shisha, Okinawa's mystical guardians. Often put in doorways either side of an entrance, the Shisha are always in pairs. There are a few different explanations, but one of the most common is that the closed-mouthed female keeps the good spirits in, and the open-mouthed male scares the evil spirits away and keeps them out. So the legend of the Shisha comes from Mandanbasi, a village in Nahaport Bay. It all began with a necklace decorated with a Shisha figure that was given to the king at Shori Castle by a Chinese emissary. It was when this same king visited Mandanbashi that the sea dragon began another infamous attack. Terrified, all the villagers ran away to hide. It was then that the local Noro, or priestess, recalled a dream she recently had. She was to inform the visiting king to stand on the beach with the Shisha figure held high towards the dragon. She gave this information to a young boy, Chiga, who delivered the message to the king. From there, the king went to face the dragon and perform the actions as told by Chiga. Once the Shisha figure was held before the monster, a mighty roar sounded throughout the village, a roar said to be so powerful that it shook the dragon itself. From that roar, a gigantic boulder fell from the heavens and crashed the dragon's tail. Without being able to move, the dragon eventually died. In time, the boulder, the dragon's body, both became overgrown with trees and plant life and can still be seen to this day in the Ganamui woods. So Poliwhirl is capable of living in or out of water because when it's out of water, it sweats to keep its body slimy. The swirl on its belly subtly undulates. Staring at it may gradually cause drowsiness. The surface of Poliwhirl's body is always wet and slick with an oily fluid. Because of this greasy covering, it can easily slip and slide out of the clutches of an enemy in battle. Pokemon Moon and Ultra Sun don't know what the fuck to agree on and marches over the land in search of bug Pokemon to eat. Then it takes them underwater so it can dine on them where it's safe. Although it has become capable of living on land, it spends its time in the water where its prey, fish Pokemon, are plentiful. Poliwhirl don't give a fuck, he eating everything. You on the land, you are not safe from a Poliwhirl. You in the water, you definitely not safe from a Poliwhirl. And if you're not safe from a Poliwhirl, you ain't safe from Poliwrath either. An adept swimmer at both the front crawl and breaststroke easily overtakes the best human swimmers. Swims powerfully using all the muscles in his body. It can even overtake champion swimmers. This strong and skilled swimmer is even capable of crossing the Pacific Ocean just by kicking. Damn! It can use its well-developed arms and legs to run on the surface of the water for a split second. What? Poliwrath's highly developed brawny muscles never grow fatigued. However much it exercises, it is so tirelessly strong. This Pokemon can swim back and forth across the Pacific Ocean without effort. Yo, if you have a Poliwrath, it should never faint. You should have unlimited HP. Its body is solid muscle. When swimming through cold seas, Poliwrath uses its impressive arms to smash through drift ice and plow forward. Damn! All that, and you still not faster than a Golduck. Abra is a Pokemon that sleeps 18 hours a day. Observation revealed that it uses teleport to change its location once every hour. Wow. Abra needs to sleep for 18 hours a day. If it doesn't, this Pokemon loses its ability to use telekinetic powers. Wow, what an interesting addition. Okay, it makes more sense now. Using its psychic power is such a strain on its brain that it needs to sleep for 18 hours a day. Well, that's a little confusing though, because you have to sleep 18 hours a day in order to use your power, but using your power exhausts you so much that you have to sleep for 18 hours a day. That seems like a curse more than a power. What the fuck? It can read others' minds and will teleport away when danger approaches. You must clear your mind if you want to catch it. Abra can teleport in its sleep. Apparently, the more deeply Abra sleeps, the farther its teleportations go. So after all that sleeping, I hope that Kadabra can do something crazy. It emits special alpha waves from its body that induce headaches just by being close by. Again, like Pokemon World, I'm not trying to be in it. You know, you just go to the mall or something, all of a sudden you got this crazy ass fucking headache. Some lady 4 stores down got a Kadabra carrying her bags for her with his fucking psychic powers, but I gotta suffer with my headache all fucking day because of it? No. Because I'm gonna turn around and try and get back to my car, but on the way there, the wind's gonna blow by, and all of a sudden I'll be paralyzed from the Venomoth powder that floated by from the woods at the edge of the parking lot. Like, come the fuck on! Many odd things happen if this Pokemon is close by. For example, it makes clocks run backwards. If it uses its abilities, it emits special alpha waves that cause machines to malfunction. Kadabra emits a peculiar alpha wave if it develops a headache. Only those people with a particularly strong psyche can hope to become a trainer of this Pokemon. Kadabra holds a silver spoon in its hand. The spoon is used to amplify the alpha waves in its brain. Without the spoon, the Pokemon is said to be limited to half the usual amount of its telekinetic powers. It is rumored that a boy with psychic abilities suddenly transformed into Kadabra while he was assisting research into extrasensory powers. What the fuck? Wait, what? It happened one morning. A boy with extrasensory powers awoke in bed, transformed into Kadabra. What? How? And what about Abra? What about Abra? We just had Kadabra first, and then we just made a brand new species? Your psychic energy is so strong that you turn into a Pokemon? So wouldn't that mean that Pokemon is the next level in evolution? So following that theory, following that thread, wouldn't that mean that Psyduck has so much psychic energy that it's attempting to evolve once more? And I don't mean into a Golduck, I mean into a whole new species. If one is nearby, an eerie shadow appears on TV screens. Seeing the shadow is said to bring bad luck. Pokemon Sword just wants you to know, Kadabra is not all bad. He's not all trouble. Using its psychic power, Kadabra levitates as it sleeps. It uses its springy tail as a pillow. Aww. I have high hopes for the mighty ALAKAZAM! Its brain can outperform a supercomputer. Its intelligence quotient is said to be 5,000. I have questions! What is an intelligence quotient? A number representing a person's reasoning ability measured using problem-solving tests as compared to the statistical norm or average for their age taken as 100. I never fucking knew IQ stood for intelligence quotient. I never thought about it. I don't have the IQ. The person with the highest recorded IQ of all time is a woman named Marilyn Vossavant. And according to Guinness World Records, she holds the record with an astonishing score of 228. 228. Compared to ALAKAZAM's 5,000! What? Why would you, as a Pokemon, why would you ever need a trainer? Why would you ever, if I was an Alakazam and my IQ was 1 billion times higher than you, I'm not listening to anything you got to tell me. You psychic? Bitch, I'm busy. No, what? What the fuck? I don't understand. So the Alakazam, is it a big brain play? Is he posing? This is an alien. How does your shit get that fucking high? You're that fucking smart and you go back into a Pokeball? How is the world not run by Alakazams? What if it is? What if the Illuminati is just a group of Alakazams at a table, all making decisions for everyone? They think that the humans are in control? Ha 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 ha. A Pokemon that can memorize anything and never forgets what it learns. That's why this Pokemon is smart. Closing both its eyes heightens all its other senses. This enables it to use its abilities to the extremes. Its brain cells multiply continually until it dies. As a result, it remembers everything. Alakazam's brain continually grows, making its head far too heavy to support with its neck. This Pokemon holds its head up using its psychokinetic power instead. Hey, big head! It has a thorough memory of everything that has occurred in the world. Bro, I'm telling you, this is the Illuminati right the fuck here. The spoons clutched in its hands are said to have been created by its psychic powers. So you didn't have that from when you was a Kadabra dog? If it trusts someone deeply, it will let them have one of its spoons. Anything you eat with that spoon is apparently delicious. Whoa, 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 Mega Alakazam! Its hidden psychic power has now been unleashed. A glance at someone gives it knowledge of the course of that person's life from birth to death. It's adept at precognition. When attacks completely miss Alakazam, that's because it's seeing the future. Machop, stop it! Its body is covered with muscles so it can raise bulges anywhere. It can throw 100 adults. Get the fuck out of here! Big, strong Machoke! Its muscular body is so powerful, it must wear a power-save belt to be able to regulate its motions. He might just go to reach for something and break the whole fucking table. He might go to sit down, or when he goes to stand up, he breaks the floor. He's just so goddamn strong! The belt around its waist holds back its energy. Without it, this Pokemon would be unstoppable. Choke's thoroughly toned muscles possess the hardness of steel. The Pokemon has so much strength. It can easily hold aloft a sumo wrestler with just one finger. This boy out here dribbling sumo wrestlers, though. What? It can lift a dump truck with one hand. Using that power, it helps people with heavy jobs. This is a superhero. Like, what? When it encounters an enemy that is truly mighty, this Pokemon removes the power save belt from its waist and unleashes its full power. I think that'd be a cool ability. If you, it'd be like reverse defeatist. If you go under half, your power gets quadruple, your attack stat gets quadruple. Or what if they made it so like if you go up against a Pokemon that's X amount of levels higher than you, your attack stat is doubled or something like that. That would be dope. That would fit with the power save belt. And if you thought that boy Machoke was strong, wait till you see Machamp! Using its heavy muscles, it throws powerful punches that can send the victim clear over the horizon. Dog, this is an Avenger! One arm alone can move mountains. Using all four arms, this Pokemon fires off awesome punches. One arm alone can move mountains. It quickly swings its four arms to rock its opponents with ceaseless punches and chops from all angles. Machamp has the power to hurl anything aside. However, trying to do any work requiring care and dexterity causes its arms to get tangled. This Pokemon tends to leap into action before it thinks. Machamp is known as the Pokemon that has mastered every kind of martial arts. If it grabs hold of the foe with its four arms, the battle is all but over. The hapless foe is thrown far over the horizon. Its four ruggedly developed arms can launch a flurry of 1,000 punches in just 2 seconds. So that's 1,000 punches in 2 seconds. So that's 250 punches per arm in 2 seconds. So that's 125 punches per arm per second. Bro, what the fuck? What is the fastest punch ever? Okay. 45 miles per hour. That's not what I meant. The world record of most short punches in 1 second, female, belongs to Vidhi Shah. On June 7, 2022, from Thane, India, Maharashtra, 15 years, 7 months, 1 day old, Vidhi Shah punched 12 short punches in 1 second. I mean, I guess, I don't think Machamp's doing short punches, but let's just say 12. I think 12 punches in a second. Did she do that with 2 hands? I don't know. I have to look it up. Did she do it with 2 hands? But either way, even if you just did 6 punches real quick in a row, I mean, that'd be pretty fucking hard. But Machamp throws 125 in a second. What the fuck? It can knock a train flying with a punch. However, it is terrible at delicate work using its fingers. Now, are we talking about real trains or model trains? Because I feel like he's good at one and bad at the other. It unleashes megaton level punches that send opponents flying clear over the horizon. What is a megaton? A unit of explosive power chiefly used for nuclear weapons, equivalent to 1 million tons of TNT. He is tossing nuclear punches. What the fuck? Okay, we just gonna go for it all the way. Gigantamax Machamp. The Gigantamax energy coursing through its arms makes its punches hit as hard as bomb blasts. One of these Pokemon once used its immeasurable strength to lift a large ship that was in trouble. It then carried the ship to port. Yo, this is like on par with Charizard and Blastoise at the moment, you know, where it's like no one creature should have all this power. You literally would have the Avengers as so far with Charizard, Blastoise, and Machamp. Like, what the fuck? Machamp can move entire mountains. He can lift whole fucking ships out of the water. His punches are the equivalent to bomb blasts. Megaton bomb blast. What? Are you kidding me? Yo, I fucking love Machamp. You got it, dog. You fucking got it. I'm not fucking with a Victreebel. Said to live in huge colonies deep in jungles, although no one has ever returned from there. Lures prey with the sweet aroma of honey. Swallowed whole, the prey is melted in a day, bones and all. I'm not fucking with a Victreebel. No, I'm not fucking with a Victreebel. Acid that has dissolved many prey becomes sweeter, making it even more effective at attracting prey. This horrifying plant attracts prey with aromatic honey, then melts them in its mouth. That word melts, like, I'm melting! Once ingested into this Pokemon's body, even the hardest object will melt into nothing. What is Victreebel based off of? It's a pitcher plant! Pitcher plants can be split into 2 groups. Those of the Nepenthes genus, which are found in Southeast Asia, Madagascar, and Northern Australia. And the I'm butchering these, I apologize. Sarraceniaceae family, found across the Americas. It's thought that at least some of them evolved from more simple predatory plants called flypaper traps, which ensnare their prey with a glue-like substance on the surface of their leaves. Over time, the leaves folded inward, resulting in the cup-like structure we see today. Victreebel seems to have much more in common with the Nepenthes genus, so that's the group we're talking about. The rim around the Nepenthes, the rim around the Nepenthes trap is often very brightly colored to attract insects. It's also slippery, and insects landing upon it are likely to end up falling inside. The interior of the trap has a smooth, waxy surface that's difficult or impossible to climb up. And then there's the fluid. Yes, the plants contain a special fluid that traps, drowns, and digests prey. While it looks much like water, it contains unique and sticky biopolymers that further prevent escape. The extracted nutrients can then be absorbed by glands at the bottom of the cup. Prey is usually limited to invertebrates, insects, spiders, and the occasional slug, but some larger pitchers sometimes snag bigger prey. They have been known to trap lizards, frogs, rodents, and on some occasions even birds. No wonder the anime's James was so distressed by the embrace of his over-affectionate Victreebel. The large leaf that sits above many varieties of Nepenthes traps also has an important function to play, acting as a lid. This isn't, as you might imagine, to keep prey from getting out, but to keep rain from getting in. Rainwater would dilute the digestive fluid and make it less effective, and a lot of rainwater would cause the trap to overflow, so it's important to limit the amount of water that can get in. With such a reputation for deadliness, it might be sensible to assume that animals would do their best to avoid pitcher plants whenever possible, but this isn't always the case, and many Nepenthes species have developed strange alliances with other creatures. They actually seem to get the most nutrition from tree shrew droppings. It does this by producing a sugary substance on its lid that the shrews can feed on while perching over its opening, earning it the nickname Tree Shrew Lavatory. Tree Shrew Lavatory. A different species can act as a safe habitat for ants, which feed on some of the larger things the plant catches. This is beneficial to the plant too, since too much leftover prey in its trap would eventually rot and attract disease. Despite the fact that pitcher plants are designed specifically for gobbling up insects, plenty of bugs seem to have found ways to colonize the plants. In fact, some insect species are completely dependent on the pitcher plants for their survival. The details of these relationships aren't fully understood, but it seems likely that the insects get shelter and food while also aiding digestion and avoiding bacterial contamination by breaking down the larger catches. It's a surprisingly amicable arrangement for all. So that wasn't the entirety of that article, but I will make sure to include it in the description below if you guys want to check it out and continue reading about Victreebel and all things pitcher plants. That, however, is where I think we are going to slide our bookmark into our Pokemon Index for today and take a brief break. In the next episode, we're going to pick up where we left off. But if you guys enjoyed today's episode of Digging in the Dex, and of course, if you'd like to show your support as a proud member of the Nappy Nation, make sure to like button down below for us, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. Of course, let us know if there was anything interesting, goofy, funny, or anything that you actually learned from today's PokéDex entries. Let us know anything that you found interesting in the comment section below. But until next time, thank you so much for your love and light, and please be safe. Off this bitch. Bye.